Keke finally made it.
What's up,
so
girl?
happy you're here.
Me too. I'm very happy to be here for sure.
Okay, so now what's the schedule looking like? Because, you know, a lot of us know you from acting.
Yes.
But now we got music. We got Enemiez with Jeremiah.
Yes, I'm very excited. The schedule's looking crazy because now I'm getting ready to just, you know, I'm going for it with Enemiez now, and all the music stuff is really kind of, it's now coming together. I've been working on it for a while, and, you know, we've hit our stride, and the album's getting to a close. So the schedule's getting really crazy, jam-packing all the different things I do together. But music is definitely the driving force right now.
What do you like more, Keke?
It's hard to say because, you know, I started doing acting professionally when I was 9. I started singing professionally when I was 12.
Right.
But I've been doing both, you know, all my life. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say. I don't think I can really pick between. But I can say that right now I'm really ready to experience more of the music because I've been doing most of the acting for the last 9 years.
Yeah. Look, stick with that money. That paycheck, your acting paycheck. Listen, leave the crumbs for the rest of us out here with the music.
I'm not about to play with you. You know that ain't true. Let me hop on tour real quick.
So now, who do you want to work with when it comes to music? Like, I'm sure you still have your, all right, this is my bucket list. I hope I get
Totally.
Yeah.
I would love to work with Drake. Mm-hmm. I would love to work with Party Next Door.
Yeah.
Let's just say OVO,
Yes.
period. I would love to work with Timbaland.
Right.
I would love to work with Diplo, Skrillex.
Nice.
I would love to work with... I would love to do I've worked with this person before, but I would love to do a record, you know, publicly with them. R. Kelly. He was my mentor for about like a year, so I would love to do a record with him. I mean, the list goes on. Beyonce. I mean, you know, it's just so many different people you would like to work with on different type of scales. You know, some of these people I would love to, you know, direct some of their videos and stuff like that as well.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, I want to direct Kiss It Better, a video for Kiss It Better. Like, I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, just
for
put it out.
Auntie.
Put it out.
I need to direct that.
Now, you ran into Beyonce and Jay-Z not that long ago.
Yes, I've ran into them a couple of times, and each time it's always the same thing because, you know, I don't really be kicking it with them. Like, I'll see them out and it'll be like, hey, and bye, but every time it's that feeling because it's just like, you know, I just saw something that you did that inspired me. So I'm looking at you now, and it's like, it's a feeling of, I want you to know that I'm feeling what you're doing, and it's affecting me, you know.
How do you feel about that? Everyone was talking about, you know, the halftime performance at the Super Bowl. I thought Beyonce was amazing. She paid homage appropriately.
Totally, totally. I think as an entertainer, you know, you don't know how people are going to perceive what you do.
Right.
All you can really do is, you know, put your heart in it and do what you're doing and expecting, you know, you can only put your intentions in it, and then the rest of it, you got, I mean, they're going to take it the way they want to take it. And I'm sure she thought about all of that before she did it, you know, what people would negatively say and positively say. But this is the thing. She evoked emotion. So that means she did her job.
She won.
She did her job because she got people, if it made you angry, that has to do with you, not to do with me. If it made you happy, that has to do with you. That doesn't have to do with me. But as long as she's evoking emotion, then she's doing her job as an artist.
I love that.
Oh, thank
so
you.
now, what do you think about, you know, obviously, I feel like a lot of times when actors try to cross over to the music world, they get a lot of criticism.
Absolutely.
People are rooting for you, though. This is the first time I've heard, other than, you know,
Jamie.
we look, okay, yes.
I knew he was going to say Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie. Okay, look, we could even say Jamie, Tupac.
Yeah.
We even throw Drake in there, right?
Yes. I wish he would act more.
Right.
He's so good.
And so this is the first time I feel we're seeing really good energy behind someone who's crossing over, which is why, as a woman, I was so excited that you were coming in.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I love seeing us win. So this must be amazing for you right now.
It really is awesome. And for me, it's more so a testament to like that message. You know, yes, it's me and I'm doing this, but it's that message that is most powerful to me that I want to show my peers is that, look, y'all, I'm not a special person. I'm not no crazy different type of individual. I'm just believing in myself. And on any scale I want to express that creativity, I'm going to do it, whether you're expecting it or not. I want to dance. I want to do concept videos. I'm going to do that. If I want to do music, I'm going to do that. And so I hope that that's the message that you just said. I hope that's what everybody's getting out of it, is that just do you. And at the end of the day, if people want to catch on, let them catch on. If not, go.
Okay. Now, you also were on Broadway.
Oh, yes. And
now, this was a big deal.
It's amazing.
It's a big deal. This wasn't just any role. Can we talk about this?
Yes, Cinderella. I was really, really excited. And, of course, I watched Randy play Cinderella as a kid.
Right.
But when I auditioned for, the Broadway musical version, I was not really sure that I would get it. I don't have much theater background.
Right.
I sing and I act, but Broadway is a whole different.
Right.
It's a whole different thing. And so I was very nervous. And then through that, I realized that I was going to be the first to ever play Cinderella, on Broadway as African American. That never been done before. And
Hold up. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And that was a really, really crazy surprise because, like I said, I grew up watching Brandy do it, but I never realized that no one had ever done it on Broadway.
Right.
And it was a life-changing experience because, again, like I said, Broadway is no joke. So it really was a time where I got bonded closer to myself because I went in thinking one thing and thinking I wouldn't be able to do this or that and putting all these limits on myself. And through the experience, I broke down a lot of those walls and became closer to who I was because of it.
Now, what do you think about Hollywood? Everybody, obviously it's a serious situation when we're talking about the kinds of roles that we have that we're exposed to. Where do you stand on this?
We need more content. If you have 100 movies that aren't showcasing minorities, right? And then you've got 10 that are, well, of course the ratio is going to differ.
Right.
So to me, it's less about, accolades are great, but let's get down to the film and the content.
Right.
We need the messaging out there. We need the, like, I love Queen Latifah because I feel like she's always constantly making things for the youth. She just did Perfect Match. She did Brotherly Love.
Yep.
Like she's real, and I love that so much. I feel like we've got to focus more on getting the stories out there.
Yes.
Accolades are great, but we need to get the films out there. So, because really it's about touching the people.
Right.
Less about that.
How much money does that take, though? Like, to get in that kind of position, to be able, it's a lot, right?
It does take a lot, but it depends on which scale of what you're trying to do. Like with Brotherly Love, right? Brotherly Love was in limited theaters, and we all knew that Brotherly Love was special. Not because we were in it, but because the script, the story, and the message, and just what it told, we felt something special when we had read it. But we didn't think going in that it was going to be a box office drop. We didn't think it was going to be, Men in Black in the theaters.
Right.
So when we put it on Netflix, it did what we wanted it to do, which is what it did, touch the community. So it depends on what scale of what you're trying to do. Yeah. If you're doing a big, action feature, that might take longer.
Right.
But just put it to the side, meet your people, make your producers, make that happen in years' time. Like another movie, I produced a movie called Pimp, and I literally started working on this film 3 years ago. And just now, this year, is it finally getting made.
It's a lot of work, man.
And sometimes it takes time, but if you believe in it, it's true reasons, it'll happen for you. Exactly.
We need that energy, Keke. This industry is deprived of this. It is so crucial that you continue doing what you're doing, which is why I love that you're doing music.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, I'm excited to bring all of that passion into music because now I have the self-awareness to know what it is I want to say. People don't tell you that as an artist that, it's good that you can sing good, but what are you telling? What is the story? What is the story, and who are you talking to, and what are you telling them? Right. And so I had to go through a lot of life experiences, and then also losing myself and finding myself again, losing my voice and understanding what it was when I had it, so I know what I'm saying now. And I'm just so grateful to now see that, because so often can you feel like, oh, this didn't turn out the way I wanted to, so now I'm a failure. Right. No, it's a redirection. You're growing. You're getting the tools you need to become who you're supposed to be.
And it's going to be better.
That's what I felt when I was writing the Enemiez treatment. That's literally the thought that came into my head, is that, okay, I get it, God. I needed to know all this stuff. All the years that I've spent doing acting and doing all these different things, that's what led me to be able to put that treatment together. And I'm like, now I get it. Like, now I get it. Everything goes full circle.
Absolutely. So do you even have enemies? Like, I can't imagine. Who would ever?
No, I don't have any enemies. I don't have any, because enemies means you hate that person and that person hates you. Yeah. So no, I don't have any enemies, but I have been in a situation where I wanted to make her do my enemies because I wanted his attention so bad. I can't lie. That's definitely happened to me before, and I found myself like, Keke, okay, sister, something is really going on wrong, because how you loving somebody but wanting yourself to hate them? Because I realized in that moment that I had to do a little bit more soul searching. But at least we got a good song out of it.
We're going to figure it out. I love you and I hate you, but we're going to figure this out.
Hashtag figure it out. I got a song on the album called that, too.
Oh, okay. So talk about the album.
Oh, my gosh. The album, I wanted it to be exemplary of everything that, the people my age are going through, what the kids are experiencing, their sexuality, being free in their sexuality, making their own decisions, anxiety, pressure. What is love? Is it an action or is it a sentiment? Just all those different things, and being told with different vibes. Sometimes it might be a little bit, we might be jumping, we might be bumping, and sometimes it may be a little bit more alternative and a little bit more melancholy. I'm learning all these different flavors of myself as I've been going through this album. And it's so interesting because when somebody asks me who my inspirations are or who people when I was growing up listening to music, who inspired me, off the top of my head, I'll say Brandy, I'll say Aaliyah, TLC. But as I've been working on my album, it's like I also grew up on Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
I also grew up on Britney Spears. Yeah. And then I'm hearing a lot of their influences come out of me as well. And it's just really interesting for me to see, as I'm looking at it objectively, all these inspirations coming out and then creating who I am as the artist. It's really, it's cool to be at this point.
This is exciting. So what's someone going to walk away after they hear your album? They're going to feel like what? Is there some way?
I think they'll be able to relate to it. And I mean, and I don't mean to say that, oh, you're going to be able to relate to my album. But all the stuff I'm talking about, I'm really just putting it all out there. You know what I mean? I put my heart out there. And that's what I had to, the fear. I had to remove the fear to be able to really do that and make the records more personal. And I can hear that myself. There was I remember the first time I recorded Enemiez, and I was like, this ain't right. Like, I love this song, but this isn't right. This vocal isn't right. And it was because I wasn't putting the emotion behind it. I wasn't willing to let that awkwardness come out on the record sometimes that gives you that feeling when you hear it, just like, ooh, that I felt her when she said that. Yeah. And so now I'm not afraid to let go in the booth like that. You know what I mean? And I can hear on the records that emotion. And I think other people will too.
Oh, this is exciting. When can we expect this? Give us everything.
Yes, you can expect this album in September. Now, I will tell you, my A&R and I, Sam, we're the ones that are trying to push it out so freaking fast. But if not, it'll be, September in that realm. And then have Enemiez out right now. Right. Very excited about that. It's really going to be kicked into gear into radio at the end of this month. Nice. So I'm excited about that. And then the second single, I know what I want it to be, but I shouldn't say it now because I'm debating with my label right now on which one. There's two.
Do you?
Girl, I got two, and I want to get Sway Lee on it. Shout outs to Sway Lee. Shout outs to Sway Lee. I will be coming to you soon. I'll be in Atlanta. Look out for me.
This is such a great time for you.
Thank you. God is good.
So now I found out that on Ty Dolla $ign's album.
Oh, yes. I know what you're going to say.
You're the crazy girl with the voicemails. Listen, you channeled me. There were so many times in my life. Listen.
Girl, we've been there. Honey,
my boyfriend don't get back to me. I'd be like, yo, what?
I'm the type of person that'll call it so many times, literally back to back. I got it on speed dial. What? Yes. I understand, girl. It was so funny. Like, when I embarked on my journey in this album, when I wanted to approach music again as an adult, he was one of the main people that really supported me.
Ty is very talented. Underrated. So talented.
Can play damn near every instrument, legit, and also and very supportive and of all industry. It doesn't matter who. If it's a new cat coming out, he's like, yo, and it was the same way with me. So he got on the I Don't Belong to You remix, and him and Dage is also amazing, extremely supportive. But it's just so cool, to come into something new again, like you said, where people mostly know me from acting and be embraced by the ones that I've admired so much.
Exactly.
So it's really awesome.
How was it after doing a TLC movie? Now, did you and Chili talk during, before, and everything?
Now, we talked after I got the role. Once I got the part, we started to talk. Sleepovers at the crib. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, girl. I grew up loving him. So it was just it was like I was fangirling, but also trying to be an actor. I was trying to be an actor at the same time. Okay, I'm here getting research, but really, girl, tell me what it was like with Usher. You know what I mean? I was just having a blast, a blast full of a time. But it was a really cool experience, Did the movie very quickly. I don't think people realize how quickly we had to learn all that. We literally did it less than a month, if not a month. Yes. We had to learn all that stuff, and it was dope because they kept a lot of their memorabilia. So a lot of the costumes we wore were original costumes that they had. Yes, it was crazy. I'm like, y'all really kept up with this stuff. It was really dope.
Did that give you goosebumps?
It did. It gave me goosebumps, and it also felt very surreal because it's just you don't know where life is gonna take you. When I told my mama that I wanted to sing and I wanted to act, I didn't know where it was gonna take me. So to just see where your passion can lead you, if you just let God do his thing is amazing. You know, seriously, just do what you're loving, go for it full force, and everything else will be taken care of.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
will be.
It always does. It always finds a way to work itself out. Now, with everything being so busy for you, how's the love life going?
Girl, love life is just too dang on non-existent. I mean, it's there.
Why?
Because I'm just so focused on the work. I don't know what it is, honestly. You know,
I would have married you by now.
Girl, that's what I said. And it's just like Michael Ealy's still married to somebody else, so I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. But no, seriously, I date. I'm not gonna kid you. I definitely do go out dates and hang out. But it's I don't know what it is. It's just something about, you know, when you're a young woman working, for whatever reason, the dating thing always becomes hard. And I don't know why it is. I'm sure you can relate. But when you're focused on your career, for whatever reason, it just doesn't leave much room for you to build much with somebody else. But to be honest, I really don't think that, you know, the age I'm at now, I need to really be worried about being settled down so much anyway. And that's definitely the point of when I put out I Don't Belong to You. That was the point. It's like, have fun, live your life, enjoy, build relationships, build friendships. But at the end of the day, we really should be focused on our passions, our loves, and what it is we want to do right now. And creating creating these careers or whatever it is we see for ourselves. And sometimes if you're so wrapped up into all the other stuff, you don't really, you forget about that. And so it's like I would like a love life, but at the same time, I'm very happy as well being focused on my career. I'm getting a lot of fulfillment out of that.
It's great. Now, listen, having a boo, you know.
Having a boo is nice.
Me having a boo. But I mean, now, let's say it was time to start dating. What would you like this guy to have, like personality-wise? Let's get it right.
Girl, you know I know.
Yeah.
I would love for him to have a sense of humor because I'm so goofy and quirky. And sometimes I'll be meeting guys and they expect me to have this very different personality. I'm like, what's good, boy? Like I'm so like loud. So I need to do it with a sense of humor, right? Someone that's also ambitious and driven in their thing. Because if they're not driven as I am, then we won't even be able to really relate. Loyalty. You know, I need just somebody that's very loyal, you know, honest and loyal. I mean, I know that that's so typical and just said all the time. No. But that's honestly what it needs to be. Loyal, ambitious, driven, and a nice sense of humor. I'm not very into looks per se. You know what I mean? I don't really care what the dude look like, how tall, whatever. As long as we can have a good bond together. Yeah,
that's important. Listen, you gave so many people hope when they saw that picture of you and Cassie kissing. You know that, right?
Yes,
everyone was like,
that's my girl.
So would you date our girls? Are you
Absolutely.
open to it? This is great.
Absolutely,
Keke, your DMs, I just want you to know if you're bored ever on set, just take a glance at your DMs.
No, but that's how I am. I'm like, where love is, that's where I'm going. Yeah. That's what I'm about. It's not about all the other stuff. It's just about love. So if that's a guy, great. If that's a girl, great. It doesn't really matter to me.
Did you have to get Diddy's permission for that kiss?
No, and I really was scared. Every time I see him now, I'm low-key nervous. Like, hey, how you doing? Hey,
what's up?
Nervous girl. Like, did you know that we did that video?
Yeah.
Like, this is cool with this. No, he don't
so
care.
Great.
I'm sure.
This is such a great time. You're so happy.
Thank you. I am, because I'm living my dreams. You know what I mean? I'm living my dreams, and that's what it's about. That's what and I love Snapchat, by the way. Yeah. Because Snapchat, I feel like, really allows for me to showcase the fact that, look, I'm just normal like you. I'm not a special person that, you know, or Keke, or let's ordain her with this. Yeah. No, I'm just somebody that's living my dreams. I just follow my passion. I follow my heart. I listen to my gut, and that's all that guides me. And that's it. That's really it.
I love your Snapchat name.
Thanks, girl. Kick the Sneak.
Listen.
Oh, y'all don't want to meet Kick the Sneak. Y'all ain't ready for that.
You don't. I don't know if they understand.
They don't get it.
They don't get
They don't feel me, Nessa.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
Okay, so there's also more stuff out. Grease came out.
Yes, Grease came out. Grease Live DVD came out. Very excited about that. And also they're going to play it again on Easter. So I'm very excited.
This is great.
I love doing that. That was an experience of a lifetime. And if you're in the city of New York, check out Hamilton. Yes. Thomas Kail, who directed Grease Live, also directed that. And he's just brilliant. You know, I don't think any of us knew what to expect going into Grease. Yeah. There weren't many ideas that we really could have had, and we especially couldn't have thought of it to be what it became. Right. Because when we saw how they were filming this, all I could say was hashtag historical type vibes. Because I was just like, you guys really broke open this format, and just the visual of it. I was just like, the kids are gonna love this. The generation's really gonna like this. And for me, on like the acting side of it, outside of like being the viewer, like on the acting side of it, we all were going through such a stressful time because we wanted to honor the original Grease, but we also want to make it our own.
Right.
And so Thomas Kail, the director, he always said this to us: we're not doing Grease the musical, we're not doing Grease the movie, we're doing Grease live. So make it your own and give it to this generation the way that the other generations gave it to the ones before. Okay. And I was like, I feel that, and I hope it feels this way. And I remember when I really felt that it was, my little brother came on set when we were doing the first couple previews before we actually did our live performance. And he came every single time. And I'm like, you're watching this every single time. And I realized, I was like, okay, he's the generation. I was just like, yes.
This is great. And I know it must have been hard for Vanessa to be filming during this time.
But that girl right there.
Strong.
I'm not even going to play with you right now. She said something to me. She was like, in life, we're always going to lose people.
Yeah.
But your journey is your journey, so you have to live in the moment of that. Yeah. Otherwise, you're doing a disservice to you and all those other people, too, that want you to do well, that maybe you have lost. Yeah. And I'm like, that's so real. It's like, but you're being that objective while you're involved in the turmoil of what's happening.
Absolutely.
But she was such an inspiration. I mean, truly, we all became so close to the point where we literally have a Grease Peeps group chat.
Oh my God.
That we all be talking. Like when I did Enemiez, I was like, yo, here it is, y'all. Here's the passcode to Vimeo. Let me know what y'all think. Like before it was color corrected.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, like we really, really connected all there. And it was just like, wow.
What's something that people might not know about you that you're just like, I don't think you realize I went through X, Y, and Z?
Well, I mean, I was, it's not a pity party. That's the main thing I will say before I go into this.
Yeah.
It's not a pity party, but I mean, I went through a lot. I mean, as a child actor, you experience a lot of depression. You experience a lot of anxiety. Yeah. You're always comparing yourself. So there's a lot. I mean, it's the backdrop of acting, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. And I'm actually getting ready to write my first book right now. And it's talking all those things. And again, it's not a pity party. It's not a I know everything. It's this is what I've gone through, and this is what I found out afterwards. Yes, I went through depression, and it was not comfortable. And yes, I struggle with anxiety and being paranoid and trying to figure out who I am, and I still go through those things today. But guess what? All it is are thoughts. These are thoughts. They come into your head, they come out of your head, and they go. You don't have to cling to them. You don't have to be afraid of them either. But you can just watch them pass, and you can decide how you're going to choose to feel moving forward. That's what I gain, and that's what I want to share with everyone, is that they're just thoughts. These aren't real limitations. These are just things you've heard that maybe you're mirroring back. But at the end of the day, you decide who it is you want to be.
And so many young girls look up to you. And I know it puts a lot of pressure on you, but I think there's so much pressure on them to be this perfect. I gotta have a big booty, big boobs.
Exactly.
I gotta do squats on Instagram and get a baller. It's nonstop pressure.
It is. It's nonstop pressure, and it's also nonstop comparisons. Because now we have Instagram, where it's a site that's based mostly on perception, as opposed to Snapchat or to Twitter, which is more actually you're talking, or you're actually typing, you're saying something. Instagram, you can make a whole make-believe world if you want to. And a lot of times people are doing that, and then other people will go watch, and they'll buy into it, and then they'll feel terrible about their own lives. It can create a lot of anxiety, actually, that I realized within the generation. And for me, it's like, it's not all terrible, but you have to find the balance. And again, this is what I learned, and this is what I'm sharing. I feel like that's what it's about in life. Whatever you learn, you're meant to share and give away to other people. And so that's what I try to do with everything.
Absolutely. Now, before I let you go, so just so we understand, if we ever find you a boo, do you want a boo to keep it traditional with you? Do you want more texting? You want him to call you?
I want the FaceTime.
Me
the call.
too. I need it. And I need to check your room when we're FaceTiming. Like, go ahead under the bed. Let me.
Okay, say you like that meme, yo. I saw this meme. Okay, you remember in Scream where Drew Barrymore is like playing with the knife while she's on the phone. Yes. Literally, there's a meme that says when you on the phone with him, he says, "I heard you was crazy."
Yes. You're like, yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Playing with the knife. Yeah.
You right?
Or just like Dashiki. Love me and leave me. Yes. That's the story of my. But then he ain't gonna leave me. See, he gonna.
God. Ah, I knew we were spirit animals. I knew it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now before you go, now would you, just so that a boo, if let's say he's trying to figure you out.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, what's she into? Do you like to wear heels more or sneakers?
Sneakers, baby.
Yes.
Keeping it street but sweet.
Are you more of a booty shorts kind of girl, or thongs and classic.
I love all that.
All of it.
Booty shorts and thongs.
Okay, we like
They're both
this.
great.
This is great. Now, on a first date, would you eat how you would normally eat, or would you try to be extra cute?
Baby girl got to keep it real.
Yes.
If we go to a place that has truffle burger and fries, I'm getting truffle burger and fries. I'm sorry. And my breath might be, but I'll figure out some gum or situation, you know what I mean? But I got to be real with myself.